Culture News, Thursday, November 26, 2020. Stabroek block over 1,000 times bigger than a single Gulf of Mexico oil block, Exxon partner says. Coalition PPC ministers, that is the coalition, former government, PPC ministers use discretionary power to go beyond the legal limit. They use discretionary powers. But my understanding is only the judge and the magistrates have discretionary powers, friends and family, and not government ministers. But let's see what the article is saying here. The Stabroek block, one of 3 large oil blocks operated offshore by ExxonMobil, is so large that it is 1,150 times the size of a Gulf of Mexico oil block. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to hear that? Do you understand the wealth that is in Guyana? Will that wealth trickle down to the people? Or will we all just turn servants of the hotels and become waiters and boss boys and cleaners? Or will things be put in place, like in Kuwait, for the people of this country, any people of this country, to have some of those opportunities? And when those hotels and those people are investing in Guyana, the Guyanese, at little cost of investment, must become partners. Are we going to allow the oil companies and all these big industries to come and take away all our beautiful and best lands and only make us into workers, hopefully high-paid workers? Or are they going to bring their own people? Are they going to bring their own people from their own country and make us third-class citizens in our country? What will our government, this PPC government that we have, which is truly a government of the people, are they going to stand up for Guyanese and what we should have and what we should enjoy? Back to the article. So we are 1,150 times the size of a Gulf of Mexico oil block. Just our Stabroek block alone, ladies and gentlemen. This is what was said by the President and Chief Operating Officer at Hess Corporation, Gregory Hill, during the company's 2020 third quarter earnings call. Hess and Exxon are co-venturers in the block along with CN00C Nexem. Hess recently took a decision to sell out the interest in a producing Gulf of Mexico oil field to raise money to plug into the upcoming Liza Phase 2 project in the Guyana Stabroek block. Hill sought during the earnings call to explain the uniqueness of the Stabroek block by pointing to its size and scale. The Stabroek block is 6.6 million acres, ladies and gentlemen, and most of us can't even get an acre from our country or our government, except the fortunate and the blessed and the holy. The holy for them politically, not the holy for holy to worship God. The Stabroek block is 6.6 million acres. It stretches from the border with Venezuela all the way to the Suriname's border. Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement, a regulator in the Gulf of Mexico, typical blocks there are 5,000 to 5,760 acres. So we give so much of acreages out compared to Mexico, to one company. Very unfair, very wrong. We should have given less, be in control, and then they have to buy it from us. And we must not pay for their expenses. And if they find an empty hole, we must not compensate them. That is absolute ludicrosity and nonsensicality as a Guyanese citizen, if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. Guyana Petroleum Act and regulations allow the subject minister to grant a license in respect of not more than 60 blocks, about 5,073 square kilometers or 1.2 million acres. However, Section 13 of the regulation states the minister may consider any, and this is in the raw, so I have to go to page 23 to continue with this, my friends. So I found page 23, and let us see what they are saying. Application in respect of more than 60 blocks, where the minister is satisfied with the special circumstances exist for doing so. So the minister does have that discretionary power. But the coalition minister nor the PPPC ministers should have allowed that. They should have given us a chance, the people, to have some control and let those people develop those blocks and then allow our other blocks and our other acreage to become more valuable. Like some of us, if we got a little bit of money, we buy a lot of land, and we leave the land to mature, grow, and become more expensive so that we can make some profit. They could have done that, and they could have become better negotiators, and we could have gotten much more than what we are getting, which is next to nothing. In Guyana, our government, the PPPC government, and the APNO-AFC should have followed the lead and the wisdom of Suriname. Back to the article. The award was first made by former President and Minister of Petroleum and then former Minister of Natural Resources, TROTMAN. In a 2016, Kaicho News understands that a portion of the Stabroek block was relinquished under the 1999 agreement, including parts of what is now the Kanji block. When pressed about the legality of his decision to allot more blocks than the legal limit, TROTMAN had said that the large acreage grant was above board and that it was vital to protecting Guyana's border security, see that Venezuela especially has been clamoring for ownership of Essequibo region. But that is all a piece of pulling wool over our eyes. And we know that it was not I who had a wedding in Grenada, and it was not I who said, Roshan Khan, who said I did not read the contract, and for making up excuse about security. And who is he or anyone to say he alone for security reasons? Total ludicrosity and gross stupidity, if you were asked me, as an ordinary layman citizen of this country, dear beloved friends and family. The Kanji block awarded to Mid-Atlantic Oil and Gas on March 4, 2015 at 6,100 square kilometers, or about 1.45 million acres. Exxon later formed in and is now the operator with a 35% stake in the latter part of 2019. So Exxon bought into it. When they say farmed in, bought into it. And remember, I don't blame these oil companies, I keep on saying these corporations are like people. They are looking for what is best for their interest and for their country and their corporation, and definitely for their shareholders, my beloved divine friends and families. Our negotiators seem to have been weak-kneed or handcuffed or without the brilliance and comprehension or to consult with the people of this country. In the latter half of 2019, Exxon relinquished 20% of the Kanji block as per the relinquishment clause in the license. The Kaichor block was awarded to Ratio Guyana and Ratio Energy on April 28, 2015 at 13,500 square kilometers or 3.3 million acres. ExxonMobil farmed into 50% of the block. Farmed in. The word farm, they work their way in the way you plant a farm to grow produce, so they farmed in. And I don't blame them. I blame our leaders, our peoples, for giving away everything. And they can't even make a promise that the people of Guyana will get $5,000 US per year any people. They can't make that promise saying, okay, they will spend on education, they will spend, but people can extend their homes. They can buy a piece of land. They can buy some shares in a company. Government doesn't have a right to that because the government, to my opinion, is hired by the people. The people of this country are the true bosses. And for those words, Mr. Harman, when they were in power, was in a campaign to destroy and wipe me out, my beloved, divine friends and family. ExxonMobil farmed into 50% of the block, later selling 15% to Hess. Exxon is now the operator of that block as well, with a 35% stake. And they're making everything. We're getting 2%, next to nothing. And this is where, friends and families, I miss Lyndon Pope Sampson Burnham. We get 50%, or you leave it right down there in the earth where it belongs. I'm just saying that as a Guyanese citizen, and I think, like the Prime Minister of Trinidad, who is saying that we have a right to renegotiate for what is better for us and our country and our people. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji, Dr. Roshan Khan, saying thank you for tuning into this In the Raw, Arcades, Guyana Free Media. Farewell for now, my beloved, divine friends and family.